Well, folks, a few weeks back, I spoke with the chef de mission for the Australian Invictus Games team, Brigadier Phil Winton. You may remember that conversation. He had lots of things to say, and we felt that we could talk for a long time to him. Then recently, we also spoke with one of the coaches for the Australian Invictus Games squad, Warrant Officer Andrew Batonchin. And that was another interesting and enlightening conversation, especially as both of them touched on the camaraderie that comes through being involved, not just from their side of it, but as they could see with the athletes. And they also noticed how the rehabilitation program that the Invictus Games, in a sense, essentially has helped a lot of the competitors and the participants. And so to find out a bit more, we've got one of the athletes, one of the selected team going over to the Invictus Games for 2023, which is being held in Düsseldorf, Germany. And I'm joined here in the studio by Shawn Hillman. G'day, Shawn. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm going great. How about yourself?
Doing okay. So hau's the training going? You got the right weight? You're all feeling ready to go?
Yeah, feeling ready to go. We just had a cycling camp that's held in Adelaide over the weekend.
Okay. And so what sports are you actually competing in?
I'm doing cycling, indoor rowing, and wheelchair rugby.
Indoor rowing.
Yes.
That's just on the machines.
Yeah, on the Concept 2 rowers.
So how's that a sport? Come on, Shawn. Come on.
Well, it's probably one of the tougher ones. It's a minute and 4 minute, pretty much like a time trial. So you go as far as you can in a minute and 4 minute, and it's hard.
So thus far, how far have you gone in a minute?
Oh, it's been about 343 metres.
Okay. 343 metres. And so what's sort of the target that you're aiming for to achieve in a minute?
I'm looking at trying to get to 370 around that area.
So that's still another 30 metres to go.
Yeah.
And so that's, I would say you'll be covering that sort of distance in only a few seconds. So what else are we doing? What's part of the training regime to help you to achieve that extra 30 metres in probably about 4 seconds?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of gym work.
Yeah.
As well as, I'm on the rower a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get ready for it. So hopefully we got a few more weeks to go. So hopefully I'll get there. So
what is your training regime involve?
Yeah, well, I'm fortunate enough to be a part of the UniSA Invictus Pathways program.
Okay.
So I've been a part of the program for about 3 years now. And I've got students that are helping train me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it fell just before the games. So, we've got a nice hard regime going.
Yeah, and I'm sure they made it a little harder for you as well, knowing that you were going.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah.
Good on them. Well, Shawn, you joined the Army back in 2010. So what made you decide to join the Army?
I just really wanted to, serve the country.
Yep.
Bit cliche, but I was looking to challenge myself. I was only 18 years old.
Yep.
So, I thought I'd get out into the world and give it a go.
What amazed you about that experience?
It was very, what's the word? Eye-opening.
Okay.
When I joined, a lot of work, camaraderie,
yeah,
and lifelong friendships, even from basic training. Still friends with people.
Yeah.
14 years later.
You're in it for life, they say.
Yeah.
You're involved in the ADF. You've got out of it. Now, what happened? What caused you to leave?
I just looked at wanting to stay in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Family's from here, so
be with the family.
Yeah, stay in Adelaide. Took the drive.
Yeah. So, were you injured at all?
Yes.
And what injury, if I'm allowed to ask, what injury did you suffer?
Yeah, I suffered Achilles tendonitis. So for both legs, my Achilles are shorter than they should be.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Pack marching and things like that were a bit tougher.
Yeah.
But no, I worked through it. Just kept rehab training, and managed to stay in and make a career of it.
Good on you for doing so. And I guess the ultimate, and it might feel cliche, but I just say thank you for your service, mate. So thank you for doing that. So then, what made you decide to be involved in the Invictus Games? What was it? What attracted you to doing that? Because I understand it's not for everyone,
No.
and to be part of the team that is going over to Düsseldorf, you have to be selected to go.
Yeah.
So was it ultimately to go to the Invictus Games, or did you just want to be involved in the program to help you?
A bit of both, really. I was fortunate enough to meet a couple of people in the last Invictus team.
Yep.
And discussed, how it helped them and their journey at The Hague.
Okay.
And
yep.
I thought I'd love to give it a go. So I put in an expression of interest a couple of years ago. And went through the process mid last year for the interviews, and then we had a selection camp.
Yep.
And I was fortunate enough to make the team. So
well done. How did it feel when they said to you, you're on the team? You might not be going to Düsseldorf, but you're on the team.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I've been unofficially training for it the last few years, just in case I did make the team. So once I made the team, it just made me step up my training, as well as obviously meeting a lot of great people in the team.
So I get the sense then that this was a goal to be part of this team and represent the country overseas. It was a definitive goal from you, 3 years ago.
Yeah, I really wanted to represent Australia, and I was very very lucky to get selected for it.
So the other athletes, your comrades in arms, I guess, to use that description, is that a common thing that they've all got that goal to be a part of the team, that they didn't just get involved? I mean, that might be the end result, but they might not get it. But they just wanted to be involved, and that was their ultimate goal, was to be a part of the team, to represent the country, wear the green and gold, if you like, but represent Australia again. Yeah,
to meet like-minded people. Sometimes once you leave the defence, not all of us have left the defence in the team. Some people are still in, but through rehab and things like that, your own challenges, you miss that camaraderie that you get, and being a part of the team, it's just you're all like family, and getting along and having a laugh.
I would be fairly confident in saying you've had conversations with your comrades about what you've experienced and gone through that you haven't had with your family.
It's a different world, because a lot of people obviously have been through the same thing, or had their life impacted in a certain way, and you all relate to each other.
I noticed one of your sports, as we get back to your sports, you said rowing, indoor rowing. So it's a serious sport, folks. Come on, it's a serious sport. You're also doing cycling, but I'm intrigued by the wheelchair rugby. What that is, when I've seen the clips on this, I've seen the video clip, and that is bordering on a cross between pure mayhem and extreme violence. So I get that appeal to it, but what made you decide to do wheelchair rugby?
I just love watching it. Honestly, I've joined in locally with the local wheelchair rugby team.
Okay.
Just to practice, learn the game, and I just kind of fell in love with it. And I was fortunate enough to be selected in the team as well. So.
Well, I noticed you walked into the studio, so you're obviously not using a wheelchair all the time. So, what's the story here?
The categorisation's a little bit different for the Invictus Games. So we're obviously more able-bodied, a lot of us. But obviously in the Paralympics, we couldn't get categorised for that. But in the games, we're able to.
And what's the team like? You're a good bunch of guys, and I'm assuming that you're feeling very confident about going a long way in the Invictus Games themselves.
Yeah, we're all training really well, all enjoying it. But we'll back together again in the camp in a few weeks, and just to get the last last ounce of training.
Wheelchair rugby, it is a crazy sport, but it is a sport. How's the cycling going? How many Ks a week are you doing?
It's going good. At the moment, we're doing kind of long, slow training to get that endurance up a bit. So I'm trying to do between 30 and 50 Ks a week, I'd say.
That's too far for me, but there you go. Do you enjoy cycling?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I probably started it 3 years ago.
Okay.
Because of my injuries, I'm not able to run or things like that anymore. So, yeah, I picked up cycling and I just fell in love with it.
It keeps that fitness level up.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So what countries, from what you know, what countries are the biggest sort of threats, for want of a better word, or challenges we've got? You know, who are the ones that you're a bit nervous about competing against?
I'm not really nervous about competing because, you know, we're all in the same boat, so it's going to be an amazing experience no matter what.
You've got to beat the Kiwis, though.
It is always the Kiwis.
But I'm sure you will find that when you're over there, that there'll be some moments that just you and the team, you're all there together. Is there just this little thing amongst all of you where you're thinking, I hope we get to meet Prince Harry?
Oh, obviously.
Are you hoping to get a selfie with him?
Oh, we'll see how it goes.
Shawn, how's the family feeling about you going? Are they all excited for you as well? I know your mum is. I know that for a fact because she's had an ear-to-ear grin for weeks.
Yeah, no, everyone's really excited for me. They supported me through everything, so finally to see an achievement of being able to go overseas, you know, represent the country. So, yeah.
And one
excited.
where you're not worried about could there be something that may not prevent you from coming back in? So we won't go any further there. What's next for you, Shawn? After the Invictus Games, what's next? What comes next for you?
I'm wanting to get involved more in the veteran community.
Yeah.
Whether it, you know, volunteering and stuff like that, just to get involved and, you know, help out anyone I can.
Do you think that the training, what you're doing now in your role in the Invictus Games, do you think that should happen to like new recruits that are just joining the ADF? Do you think if they were to spend a session with you guys, you know, just going for a ride on the bike or just doing a rowing session, do you think that would be good for them?
It would be good to, I guess, learn the camaraderie that you will get when you join, and just see the friendship and the bonds that you make, you know, lifelong friends. Yeah.
That it is. One of the things that both Brigadier Phil and Warrant Officer Andrew said to me was that, yes, there is, they keep records of who comes first, second, third, that happens, but that's not the motivating factor for any of the athletes. It's more about competing and just doing your own personal best. For some, they don't have all their limbs. They are suffering, and it is just a challenge, as Warrant Officer Andrew said to me last time, that the goal for one of the athletes, and I'll call him an athlete, was that he only had one arm and he had amputated from his knees down on both legs, was just to be able to swim. Yeah. He didn't care how far it took him. He just wanted to be able to just do that swimming. That must be the same for you, but that camaraderie, but not having to worry about, it's not about the gold medals. Is that with everyone? Do you all feel that it's just doing our personal best? Yeah,
like a lot of the team just say making the team. Yeah, like that's enough for them. Like for myself, it's the same. Just making that team, being able to represent Australia. That's the goal. Yeah. Right. There. Yeah, winning. You know, you get competitive, but that's just a plus. I guess plus, you know, like we just putting the colours back on, and being like-minded with like-minded people. That's winning for a lot of us, or pretty much everyone in the team. That's winning. So. Well, the Invictus Games, it's in less than 40 days from now. It's in September. And when do you actually leave to head overseas for the games, Shawn? It is the, I think, 4th of September, around then. Yeah, so we fly over. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. There is a team of 31 going, plus a whole bunch of other coaches and support staff as well, along with Brigadier Phil Winton. And I understand an Air Force plane's taking you over. Yes. And that... have you put in requests for, will they look after you on the flight, or are they just going to have you in the cargo hold? What's going on? No, it's been a very long time since I've been on an Air Force plane. But you're a bit sus on the service. Oh, you can see it. No. What I've heard is we get looked after by them. They treat us amazingly. That's what Brigadier Phil said as well. So I thought you'd be towing the party line, but no, they will look after you. It is Team Australia heading over to the Invictus Games in Düsseldorf in Germany.
good luck, mate.
No, thank
really,
you very
I mean
much.
it. Good luck. I hope it all goes really well. And get in touch with us. We'll give you some contact details. We want to know how the team's going, and then hopefully when you get back, you can tell us about the experience as well.
Yeah, no, I'd love to do that.
That'd be a great thing. So thanks, Shawn, thanks for coming in and joining us today.
No, thank you very much.
And if you would like to know any more information, you can head to the website, invictusaustralia.org. And also, if anything that we've talked about is stirring things up with you and you need to talk to someone, remember there are the contact numbers, Open Arms, 1-800-011-046. There is also the Defence Family Helpline on 1-800-624-608. There is also the ADF chaplains. We've spoken to chaplains before. This is they are a very worthy call to make if you need to make it, and that is 1300 333 362.